The United States has leveled accusations against Russia for the use of chemical weapons in Ukraine. This wouldn't be the first instance, nor the only instance of illegal weapons being used by both sides. In the ongoing conflict, a Russian soldier was seen in training. In March 2024, chlorpyrifos, a poisonous, oily fluid with an extremely acrid smell, poses a threat to humans. Contact with the substance can cause skin blistering, eye irritation, and breathing difficulty. The fumes of chlorpyrifos are particularly dangerous, attacking the pulmonary veins in a victim's lungs when inhaled. The outcome: pulmonary edema with gurgling, breathing sounds, and foamy red sputum, which, in severe cases, can lead to death. The harmful effects of chlorpyrifos were already well known during the First World War. Initially developed as a pesticide, Russia managed to weaponize the substance. The German army also started using it in gas grenades on the French front in 1916. The Syrian government is allegedly known to have used chemical weapons against its own people. Are chemical weapons being used in Ukraine? Now, over a century later, the U.S. State Department claims that the Russian army is once again using the substance, and there are rumors that Russian troops are using other chemical weapons as well. The US Pentagon suggests that the aim of such deployments is to dislodge Ukrainian troops from fortified positions to achieve tactical progress on the battlefield. If the US claim is proven true, it would constitute a violation of the International Chemical Weapons Convention. In effect since 1997, the treaty bans the development, manufacture, stockpiling, and use of chemical weapons. Furthermore, it stipulated that all existing chemical weapons stockpiles be declared and destroyed under international supervision by 2012. Evidence that this did not happen was clearly seen in Syria, where the army of President Bashar Assad allegedly carried out chemical weapons attacks against targets outside the capital Damascus in 2018. Russia once had the world's largest arsenal of chemical weapons, but it is also a signatory. In 2017, the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons confirmed that Russia had destroyed its chemical weapons stockpiles, and the Kremlin has strongly denied that it has used such weapons in Ukraine. However, attacks on Kremlin enemies such as Sergei Skripal in 2018 and Alexei Navalny in 2020 make it clear that Russia still possesses and uses toxins as weapons. Neither the US, Russia, nor Ukraine have signed the convention banning cluster bombs. The repeated use of cluster bombs has been well documented since Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine on February 24, 2022. According to the non-governmental organization Human Rights Watch, Russian troops have used at least 6 different types of cluster bombs in the conflict since that time. Just this week, Russia is said to have used cluster bombs in attacks on the Black Sea port of Odessa. Ukraine is now the most mined country on Earth. Several million explosive devices are said to be buried there in an area twice the size of Austria. In the past year, the fighting in eastern Ukraine has ground down to a war of attrition, with the front moving little in either direction. In an attempt to protect defensive positions, both armies have blanketed either side of the front with anti-tank and anti-vehicle mines. In an effort to make it more difficult to clear these away, Kyiv and Moscow have both turned to planting masses of anti-personnel mines which were outlawed in the 1997 Anti-Personnel Landmines Convention. Among the heavier explosive devices, Ukraine is among the treaty's 163 signatories. Russia, however, is not. The destruction of the Kakhovka Dam east of Kherson in the summer of 2023 was especially devastating, as the wave of water released in the event also washed away an untold number of mines, redistributing them to places still largely unknown today. Phosphorous bombs are made with white phosphorus and a combination of petroleum and caoutchouc, an elastic material, and are often used as incendiary bombs. These react to air, igniting and reaching temperatures of up to 1,300 degrees Celsius, 2,372 degrees Fahrenheit. When they explode, they release hundreds of burning fragments, even the smallest of which can lead to severe burns. Vapors from phosphorus bombs are also extremely poisonous. The Geneva Convention prohibits the use of phosphorus bombs on civilians and in urban areas, though the treaty does not ban their use outright. Ukraine has accused Russia of having used phosphorus bombs in fighting near the Azovstal iron and steel works in Mariupol, as well as in attacks on the city of Bakhmut. Moscow denies this, although Ukraine has asked supporters to supply phosphorus bombs to help it defend itself. It never received them. What Kyiv has received from the US are armor-piercing uranium munitions. These are missiles that are jacketed with depleted uranium capable of penetrating a tank's armor. The fine uranium powder released when the shell pierces the interior of the vehicle ignites on contact with air, burning out the entire hull of the tank. There are no conventions outlawing the use of such munitions. Nevertheless, experts have warned of the long-term health risks posed by depleted uranium dust. Hundreds of tons of depleted uranium munitions were fired during the course of the U.S. 2003 Iraq War. A report conducted by the organization International Physicians for the Prevention of Nuclear War, which analyzed areas that saw the heaviest use of depleted uranium munitions in Iraq, documented increases in incidences of birth defects, cancer, and other health issues. Still, neither the World Health Organization, WHO, nor the International Atomic Energy Agency IAEA have confirmed that depleted uranium munitions pose an elevated health risk to civilians.